Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you, and we welcome you to the fabulous MGM Grand Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, as we do welcome you, tomorrow night's Fox PBC Fight Night is brought to you by MGM Resorts and Brooklyn Boxing. And now we begin with our opening bout on Fox. This will be live across the country to 120 million homes. It features a 10-round heavyweight attraction featuring 2 Olympians, 2 undefeated fighters, and hard-hitting fighters they are indeed. First, please welcome to the stage, with a record of 11 wins, no losses, 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Hamburg, Germany by way of Turkey, please welcome the 2016 Olympian and the undefeated Ali Eren Demirison. And now we welcome to the stage his opponent. His record 10 wins, no losses, 9 wins coming by way of knockout from Ughelli, Nigeria. Please welcome the undefeated 2016 Olympian, known as the one and only Efe Ajagba. And now we welcome our fighters to the scale at this time in this heavyweight attraction, scheduled 10 rounds of boxing. Plus, we welcome to the stage the undefeated power puncher and Olympian from Turkey, Ali Eren Demirison. Ali Eren Demirison weighs in at 247.5 pounds, 247.5 pounds. And now we invite to the scale his opponent, the undefeated heavy hitter, the Olympian from Nigeria, the one and only Efe Ajagba. Efe Ajagba weighs in at 242 pounds, 242 pounds.
Ray Mancini, you can see that they're very different physical specimens, as we learned though from Joshua Reese. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, that does it? What are your expectations of this fight?
No, but I just look by talking to them today at the fighter meetings. I love the confidence of both fighters. I love the pedigree of both fighters, but I like the trainer Ronnie Shields in Ajagba's corner more.
Right.
And there they are, Efe Ajagba, Ali Eren Demirison. The first time 2 2016 Olympians meet in the professional ranks. It's our opening attraction tomorrow night, live on Fox. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for the main event on Fox PBC Fight Night, brought to you by MGM Resorts and Brooklyn Boxing. Before we bring out our fighters, let's take a closer look at our main event. 12 rounds for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World.
My dream has been to win a world title since day one, and that's why we've gone through so much to get here.
I see another man who's trying to get in the way of something that I've worked my whole life for. To me, that's personal.
I think a lot of people see me as an underdog, and I love it. Being the underdog only fuels me. It's a beautiful moment. I get to put everything out on the line and shock a lot of people.
All I have is boxing. I don't really have a plan B. This is it for me. And I don't see him or anybody else willing to go as far as I'm willing to go.
This is your world, Mike.
And I put myself out there. I've taken huge risks. I put all the chips on the table and I said all in. And when I raise that belt above my head, it'll all be worth it. I'm constantly thinking about that moment and what it's going to look like and feel like and smell like.
I'm not underestimating him when I say that he can't beat me, because I said that about everyone before him. And it's not if I can or can't do something, it's if I will or won't do it. And I will keep that belt and keep my undefeated record, and I won't let him take that from me.
And now please welcome to the stage, with a record of 21 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout, from Chicago, Illinois. Please welcome the undefeated challenger, Mike Lee. And now we invite the defending champion to the stage at this time, with a record of 18 wins, no losses, 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated IBF super middleweight champion of the world, Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite our fighters to the scale at this time. For the super middleweight title, weight limit is 168 pounds. First to the scale, here is the challenger, the popular University of Notre Dame graduate, making his first attempt at a world title, the undefeated Mike Lee. Mike Lee weighs in at a ready 167 pounds, 167. And now to the scale, making the first defense of his title, here is the undefeated IBF super middleweight champion of the world, Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant weighs in right at the limit of 168 pounds. 168 for the defending world champion.
Shawn, we were with both of these fighters earlier on this morning. Mike Lee says that he senses fear in Caleb. Do you buy that?
I don't buy the fear. If anything, Caleb is just, he does not want to lose, and that's why he's so serious.
Yeah, I don't see any fear at all. I think Caleb been through too much in his life. And like he said, he has nothing to lose now and everything to gain. So I don't see any fear in him at all.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the champion, Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant versus Mike Lee, both undefeated. A showdown for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. It's the main event tomorrow night, live on Fox.
Let's start with the undefeated challenger, Mike Lee. Yesterday, things got a little heated at the face-off. Again today, you guys brought the heat. What was being said there in the exchange between you and the champ, Caleb Plant?
Nothing, man. We're just ready. I'm ready to take this and new. That's all I got to say. I'm ready for tomorrow night, baby. Look at me. I'm ready for this. Let's go.
You said you saw fear in his eyes yesterday when you faced off with him. What did you see just now?
Same thing. Fear, baby. That's all I see.
All right, Caleb, I see you chuckling over here. What's that? Fear? No fear here.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm scared. Come on, man.
Caleb, you've had a lot of talk. There's been a lot leading up to this. You said in the fighter meetings that it's, when someone asked you, is it bad blood or PR? You said, I don't do PR. So this is personal for you. What are your final thoughts for Mike Lee?
When that bell ring, he gonna find out for sure. This dude is delusional, but that's cool. It ain't my job to correct him. When that bell ring, I'm gonna teach him a lesson that he never learned at Notre Dame.
All right, thank you so much, Caleb. Guys, this one's got some heat behind it. Kate, we'll send it back to you.
It certainly does. Let's talk a little bit about that because Shawn Ray, we saw him at the fighter meetings before this weigh-in, and Caleb cut an emotional figure in that. How do you think he carries that emotion into the fight?
You know what? He harnesses it when he needs to. He brings it in and he goes to the place that he needs to be, and he uses the right energy at the right time. We've seen it time and time again. He's a technician. Right punches at the right time, speed, quickness, all of that is going to come to play against Mike Lee. And like you say, he's going to teach this Notre Dame alum a new lesson.
I agree. He uses it for fuel. It's all for fuel. It's all for mental strength. But he's ready. Both guys are ready to go. This fight's going to be one of the best fights of the night.
Definitely. I think Caleb going to use it as fuel. Even like today, he didn't get mad. He didn't, say anything crazy. He was calm. His demeanor was still the same. It didn't let it get to him. And I think he's going to outbox him and then try to get the knockout in the later rounds.
What about the fight, of course, that we're also waiting for on that card? It's a huge one on Saturday night. It's Manny Pacquiao against Keith Thurman. We're all massively looking forward to the weigh-in. We've seen both the fighters earlier on this morning. Did you take anything from getting a look at Keith in person?
No, they both look in great shape. I mean, just, you talk to them, they're mentally, physically, emotionally, they're ready to go. This is going to be a great, great fight tomorrow night.
The enormity of this moment will not be lost on Keith Thurman.
Oh, no, not at all. I think Keith is more than ready for this. This is the opportunity that we dream of. When we turn pro, we say we want to become world champions. Not only that, we want to become legends. Right. And now Keith Thurman has a chance, opportunity to take out a living legend in Manny Pacquiao.
All right, here we go. A live look inside the arena as fans and media await the fighters to hit the scale. You can watch live on pay-per-view, or you can order it on the Fox Sports app. Once again, let's send it out now to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the pay-per-view weigh-in.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you, and we welcome you to the fabulous MGM Grand Resort and Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for our Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view event, brought to you by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, Innovate Motors, O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day, Twin Peaks, Eats, Drinks, Scenic Views, and Fashion Nova, the #1 Google fashion brand in the world. Well, fans, we begin with our opening pay-per-view attraction taking place tomorrow. 12 rounds of boxing and in a bantamweight special attraction. And now, please welcome to the stage at this time, from Miami by way of the Dominican Republic. He's a two-time Olympian and a former bantamweight champion of the world, known as Baby Pacquiao. Please welcome Juan Carlos Payano. And now we invite his opponent to the stage from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Here is the undefeated former bantamweight champion of the world, Luis Pantera Neri. And now we're ready to bring our fighters to the scale at this time. Bantamweight attraction, weight limit is 118 pounds. First to the scale, world rank contender, former bantamweight champion of the world, Baby Pacquiao, Juan Carlos Payano. Juan Carlos Payano makes weight. He's at 117.5 pounds. 117.5 for Baby Pacquiao. And now we invite his opponent to the scale. He's a hard-hitting former champion seeking his 11th straight knockout victory, the undefeated Luis Pantera Neri. The initial weight for Luis Pantera Neri, 118.5 pounds. Of course, that's 1/2 pounds over the limit. He has up to 2 hours to make that weight of 118 pounds. There's a correction. He has 1 hour to lose that weight to make 118 pounds. 1 hour time limit on this, according to the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Ray, talk to me about that. Luis Neri, 1/2 pound over, now going to have to use those next 60 minutes to try and make that 118 pounds.
No, a lot of times you just miscalculate, a little off. It's a day and a half before. He'll lose it, no problem.
And how do you see these two fighters measuring up? Because Luis Neri, obviously a fighter with a reputation for a very powerful punch.
I love Larry. I love Luis Neri. I think he's going to come out. He's been knocking guys out, 4 or 5 in a row knockouts. I think he's going to go all out for this guy. He wants to prove he wants the big money fights in his division, and he's going to try to go out and show the world why he is the best at this weight.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Luis Pantera Neri, Juan Carlos Payano, battle of former Bantamweight world champions, our opening attraction tomorrow night on pay-per-view. And from the MGM Grand Garden Arena, Premier Boxing Champions presents fighters in our next bout, 10 rounds of boxing in a welterweight special event. First, please welcome to the stage at this time a fighter who was a late replacement for the injured John Molina Jr. He joins us from Davao City of the Philippines. His record 18-2 with 12 knockouts. Please welcome JR Hitman Inson. And now we invite his opponent to the stage at this time. He's a current world-ranked welterweight contender, the former super lightweight champion of the world, known as the Samurai, Sergey Lipinets. And now we invite first to the scale a slick southpaw looking to make the very best of this opportunity. Joining us from the Philippines, please welcome JR Hitman Inson. Weight limit on this fight, 147 pounds. 147 on the nose for JR Inson. And now we invite his opponent to the scale at this time, known as the Samurai, fighting out of LA by way of Russia and Kazakhstan. Please welcome Sergey Lipinets. And Sergey Lipinets weighs in the same as his opponent, 147 pounds, right at the limit, 147.
Shawn, want to get your thoughts on this one, because Sergey Lipinets was, of course, preparing
and welterweight
for
battle tomorrow night.
He now gets Inson. How difficult is that to make that switch to a new opponent?
It's very interesting, and check it out. Inson is Filipino. He was already on this card. This time Manny Pacquiao got his start. He was on the undercard and got pushed up into a main event title fight, and he won the title. So this is very possible that this could happen again.
And there they are, a welterweight battle coming your way tomorrow night right here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, live on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. All right, fans, here we go from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Premier Boxing Champions presents the fighters in our next attraction. 12 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Another special attraction coming your way. First, joining us to the stage from Miami by way of Cuba, please welcome the world welterweight contender, Yordenis Ugas. And Yordenis Ugas on the stage now. At this time, we welcome his opponent from Weslaco, Texas, the undefeated former lightweight champion of the world. Here is Panterita Omar Figueroa Jr. And our fighters just about ready to step onto the scale, reminding you in this 12-round welterweight attraction, weight limit is 147 pounds. Once again, we welcome at this time from Miami by way of Cuba, talented world-ranked welterweight, Yordenis Ugas. Yordenis Ugas weighs in 147 pounds, 147 right at the limit. And now we're ready to bring his opponent to the scale at this time. Once again, the former lightweight champion of the world, the undefeated Panterita Omar Figueroa Jr. 147, same as his opponent for Omar Figueroa Jr.
We're with Omar Figueroa Jr. and this morning he said he wants an all-Texas showdown with you at some point. He also reminded us that he beat you in the amateurs. What do you make of him as a fighter, and how do you see him matching up with Ugas?
I think fan-friendly wise, this is the best fight on the card. Ugas is a guy that's flat-footed, that'll stand there and want to counter-punch. Omar Figueroa is a guy who just knows how to come forward and throw a lot of punches. I think this is going to be a great fight, and I really can't decide who's going to win.
I agree. Neither of these guys are going to steal the show, but they're going to entertain the crowd from the beginning of the fight to the end of the fight.
Ray, do you have any thoughts on these two?
No, I just remember Yordenis Ugas against Shawn. I thought he looked very good. But Omar Figueroa is a headache for anybody. His style is awkward, but it's effective for him.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Panterita Omar Figueroa Jr., Yordenis Ugas, a welterweight special attraction tomorrow night live on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for the bout you've all been waiting for, the main event of the evening. Before we bring out our fighters, though, at this time, let's take a closer look at both of these battlers in this epic welterweight showdown.
I'm destroying the legend of Manny Pacquiao on July 20th, and my legacy begins, and I'm coming for him.
My opponent saying a lot of useless words before the fight.
He's never fought somebody this young, this strong, this hungry. Manny Pacquiao does not intimidate me. I have too much for him to handle. I'm coming for the living legend.
Keith talk too much. My teacher in the ring. I will teach him.
As soon as I hit him one time, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit that respect button real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome first from Clearwater, Florida, making his 6th world title appearance, the undefeated WBA welterweight champion of the world, Keith one-time Thurman. The fighting senator from the Sarangani province in the Philippines, boxing's only 8-division world champion, the one and only Manny Pacquiao. All right, fans, here we go. The main event of the evening is 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Welterweight Championship of the world. Weight limit on this fight is 147 pounds. And now first, let's welcome to the scale at this time, risking his unblemished record and currently the longest reigning welterweight world champion. Please welcome the undefeated WBA welterweight champion of the world, Keith one-time Thurman. And Keith Thurman weighs in at 146.5 pounds, 146.5 for the WBA welterweight champion of the world, Keith Thurman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the legend of boxing. He is ready to step onto the scale, the pride of the Philippines, the one and only Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao weighs in at the same weight as his opponent, 146.5 pounds. We have a fight. Both fighters make weight. It is on for this epic welterweight showdown for the WBA Welterweight Championship of the world.
Shawn Porter from the Energy, and here it's very clear who the favorite is of the crowd. How will Keith Thurman feel about this? Has he ever been in a situation like this before?
I don't even think this is 50%. So this is going to be tough for him, but I think he'll weather that storm. He'll be all right.
You've been on a big stage. It was the biggest stage that you've been on, your first pay-per-view. Was there anything that challenged you in that situation, and how do you see Keith stepping up to that plate?
I think Keith is very excited. I think this is his time to shine, and you know, he's not going to let this moment pass. I got Keith Thurman winning. I think Manny Pacquiao been here before, so he's not that much excited because he's done it a million times. I think Keith is very, very, very excited about this opportunity.
Ray, you talked about the fact that you see that experience, the fact that Manny Pacquiao has been here before and many times before, 40 years old, 70 fights. What edge does that experience give him? How does it give him an advantage? Because some people have said maybe he's past it, maybe he's on the downslope.
Experience is everything, because in your mind you've done it thousands of times, so he knows how to control his emotions.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. WBA Welterweight Championship of the World. The last time they'll face each other until they meet in the center of the ring tomorrow night in our blockbuster night of action on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view.
All right, let's start with Keith Thurman, the younger fighter who Errol Spence just said, it's your time to shine. All these fans came out in anticipation of this big fight. What do you want to say to the fans here in your moment?
It is my time. This is one time and still champion by tomorrow night. Manny Pacquiao ain't doing nothing to me, baby.
All right, let's head over to the 8 division champion. Real quick, Manny Pacquiao. I know you want to address your fans. What do you want to say to all the folks who came out here to celebrate you and cheer for you for this fight?
Thank you for coming here and to witness tomorrow a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight because I want to prove something. I'm so focused for this fight, for this training camp, and I'm ready for tomorrow.
I saw you flash the abs at the Grand Arrivals. Are you in better shape for this fight than you were the Broner fight? And when's the last time you felt this good?
Absolutely, I'm so prepared for this fight, and I think this is one of my best training camp we had and best condition. It's all set for tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much. It's going to be a good one. And if this crowd is any indication of what we're going to see tomorrow night, guys, it's going to be electric. Kate, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Heidi. It's certainly still electric in here in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Have you ever been at a weigh-in like this?
Listen, I'm telling you, I saw what I needed to see. During the face-off, Manny Pacquiao got excited. That's all you need to know.
Errol?
Keith Thurman's pumped up. I didn't see any fear in his eyes. Manny Pacquiao looked calm like he usually looked. I'm excited for this fight. It's going to be a great fight.
And I like the mental, visual aspect of both guys. They're both ready.
Both looking good. Well, listen, thank you for watching. Well, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you click somewhere around here and subscribe. From fight highlights to exclusive interviews, we have got everything you need as a boxing fan right here on PBC on Fox.